G'day guys, welcome to another video. I'm going to do a video series on my bike, a KTM 690 Enduro R, and preparing it for an unsupported crossing of the Simpson Desert. There will be a few videos on some maintenance issues that I've got with the bike and need to do to get it ready, and then I'll do another video on the gear I'm going to take on this trip. So some of you would have seen I did a video series last year on the Googs track in South Australia. I did that crossing with a few mates. Some people class that as a mini Simpson Desert. It's not quite as long, however it's got quite lengthy sand dunes and the sand is quite deep. So we all successfully crossed that, and we set ourselves a challenge: let's cross the Simpson Desert unsupported. I've crossed the Simpson Desert supported with a vehicle a number of years ago, and I've had always this burning ambition to get back there and do it unsupported. And now with the lads coming on board and a few others, we've got a group of guys, I think 5 in total. So with that comes bike maintenance. Now my bike has sat there for the last few months. It's been neglected. I haven't really ridden it. I've been riding my trail bike majority of the time. Any free time I've got, I've been on that. So now comes a bit of work on that bike. So I'll tell you what's going to be done. So here it is, my bike, a 2015 model KTM 690 Enduro R. I've had this bike for a number of years now, and it's never let me down. I love this bike. Can do everything I want it to do, and can carry all the gear I want it to carry. Now it's coming up to 20,000 kilometres, and my research and from what I've seen, most people tell me to replace the rocker arms. They can be faulty around that 20,000 kilometre mark, so that's going to be the first job I do. I've ordered both the inlet and exhaust rocker arms, and I will pull the top end apart and do that job myself. It's not a hard job. It should only take me a number of hours, a few hours, and that job will be done. Yeah, some people say that they've never replaced theirs. They're up around that 50,000+ kilometre mark, and the bike's still going strong. And that's great. However, I'd just rather err on the side of the caution. I'd hate to be out in the middle of nowhere and have a rocker arm fail, and you're up for the repairs. It's catastrophic for the engine. It's very costly, and it's going to ruin your adventure. So, for peace of mind, that's the job I'm going to do. I also then will move on to, I'll put a new chain on here. This one also has done 20,000 kilometres or thereabouts. It's sat in the garage for the last 6 months, and it's rusted up, and it's had no love or any maintenance at all. So it's gone to the chain gods. So that's going to come off, and I'll get a nice new chain put on there. I'll also inspect the sprockets while I'm at it. While I'm working down in this section here, I'm going to drop the oil. I like to drop the oil every 4,000 kilometres or so on my bikes. I'll do that. Fresh oil in, some new oil filters, and that'll keep the bike running nice and smoothly. So when I am doing the rocker arms, I'll do the air filter. That also hasn't been cleaned from the last trip because the bike sat there. So I do run a pre-filter skin over the top of that, so I'm hoping that I can take that skin off, and the oil filter is going to be, the air filter will be in good nick. Again, the bike has sat here for a number of months. The battery, it's cactus, so therefore a new battery is coming for the bike. I did notice when pushing the bike around the garage that the front brake felt very spongy, so that will get some attention. I think I'll drain the brake fluid from that reservoir and put in some nice fresh brake fluid. Check the pads while I'm at it, so that'll work well. The tyres, the front tyre has got plenty of meat on there. I run the Motos Desert HT. They've been a great tyre. I haven't had any real problems with them apart from my last trip, but I've run them from a number of adventures. So I'll still run that. It's got a flat at the moment, but I'll replace the tube with another ultra heavy duty. So the front tyre will take care of itself. The rear tyre, I did have some problems with that on the last adventure that I didn't realise that some steel lining on the inside of the tyre had failed, I guess, from hitting quite a large rock. It caused a flat, but subsequent to that, a number of tubes failed also once I replaced them because of the pinching of that steel that I didn't realise was sparking out. So let that be a lesson to you. If you do get a pinch flat or something similar, take the tube out, inspect the inside of the tyre, because I didn't do that and I learned the hard way. 3 more flats later, I finally realised, and I patched the inside of the tyre. So yeah, so unfortunately it's got plenty of meat still on it. The tyre's still in good condition, but I'm just not going to trust it. So you can check that one out in one of the Googs Part South Australian Desert Adventure series of mine. The link's below. Yeah, so that's about it. That should do everything I need for the maintenance side for this bike, and once that's done, I'll then do another video on all the gear I'm going to take on this bike for this trip. So alright, I'll see you next time when I'm actually doing some work on the bike. So cheers, and see you on the trails. So a mate of mine, Nerd1, has asked me to do a quick video on a mid-size adventure bike on the pickup weight, the bike being on its side. How much does it weigh when you're picking it up? I've got here a KTM 690 Enduro R. I think they're about 169-ish when they're clean, dry, straight from the shop. This one obviously is heavily modified. I have 2 5-litre tanks, rally raid tanks on either side. There's fairing at the front. There's a large bracket around the head stem that holds all that fairing onto the bike. There's also pannier racks and other bits and pieces that are going to add to this bike's weight when picking it up. So I guess all we can do now is lay it on its side and see what this weighs. Alright, let's lay the bike over and see what she weighs. Let's turn on the scales. Lock that wheel. Lower it down. There we have it. Alright, let's have a closer look. Okay, the scales are indicating 53.5 kilos. There we have it. Now, that's with the 2 wheels touching. We'll just get onto the bike and show you. It's the front wheel, the rear wheel, and that is, yeah, in the grass. But you can see there's no weight on that. So that's what we have, 53.5. So there you go. That's a KTM 690 Enduro R with a few modifications. Just to let you know, those tanks are empty, so if they were both full, there's probably a little bit more weight in that, so it might be up around more that 60 kilo mark. But that's it. KTM on its side weighing about 54 kilos. Cool. Excellent.